Okay, you see it here. So again, recall that what is happening here. So we have what kind of list? Is it a nested list? Right? Because we have, one row and this is the second row, right? It means that it's a nested list. List within a list. We have this one list here, main list, and there are another lists embedded in here. Okay, so when you loop through any iterable object, so num is the list. So whenever, so for example, if you have a equals 1 2 3, and if you have like for, let's say, variable in a, and if I print variable, what will happen? What will it print? In every iteration, what will it print? The number. It accesses the numbers in this list one by one, and in every iteration of a for loop, it executes this statement, and the output would appear like this: 1 2 3 on your screen, right? Yeah. So what is happening here is it is accessing element in every iteration. Okay, so here in this case, how many elements are there for the for loop? This one. In num's list, how many elements are there? There are 2 elements. Okay, so the first one is this, and the second element is this. Now here in this example, the element itself is a list. Okay, so what will happen when this the first time when this loop executes, what will happen? The first time it executes, the first element would be n1 would become what? 0 2 4 and 6. Okay, now we have to access these elements. Okay, we are running another loop. It would become the similar case like this. So now what? For maybe another variable, or in this example we have n2. It's a variable name, right? In which list should I be scrolling through? I mean iterating through? n1. Okay, n1 is the name of this list. Okay, and if I then print, let's say n2 is a variable name here. Okay, and if I would like to have an output like this without changing line, I can update and equals this. Got it? Any confusion here? Do you understand what I'm saying? Where is the confusion?
So why is it
Do you understand this? Do you understand this part?
Yeah, I get the first part. But
The first part is a single list containing 4 elements. Okay, here we have nested list. So when we loop through the outer loop, what happens is num is a list containing 2 elements. So when we iterate through first time, so what value will be assigned to it is this one, n1. The first element is assigned, just like the first element is used here. So here the first element itself is a list. Now we have to access each individual element within that list. So the list name is now n1. So we access these elements using another loop. Okay, so instead of having nums here, so the problem was in here. You have to have n1 here because we have to now loop through n1. Okay, so when we loop through n1, so it now access each element individually. The first time it will access 0, so and it will be assigned to value what? n2, because n2 is a variable name. Okay, so n2 will be assigned, and then what we are doing with n2, we are just printing it. So it will print 0 first, and the next time it will iterate, the inner loop will iterate, n2 will be containing value 2, and then the third time 4, and then the fourth time 6. Okay, and once this loop is over, all the elements are finished in n1, which is this, it will go to the outer loop because it has to access a next element of this loop, and the next element is this list, which contains 5 elements. And again, it will follow the same procedure again. Okay, any question, Kimberly? You understand? We are having an exam tomorrow, so please be ready to face such kind of problems. We will be doing some sort of activities today as well. Okay, understand? The next one was so here n1 is a solution for this one. It should be actually comparing with the value 3, because if you get 3 x in rows, x wins. Okay, John, are you following? So what was a hack here? We were comparing it with the wrong variable, wrong value. We were comparing it with a square. Okay, and what we were supposed to be comparing it with, the number of x in row. So number of x, as soon as it reaches 3, it means x wins. Okay, so that there was a problem.